Arriving by Zeppelin at the hideout of Dr. Blitzen is not the subtlest approach your character, known as Dynamite Dan, could have made. With the assistance of his henchwoman, Indestructible Donna, the Doctor has set into operation a multitude of defence systems. It's up to you to play as the nimble-footed Dan. Avoid these obstacles, locate 8 sticks of dynamite, blow up the safe, steal the plans for the Super Cyclone Mega Ray which Donna and Blitzen have secured in said safe, and make your escape. Sounds easy, right? Of course, with Blitzen being a certified noodle, he's done away with the mansion's floors and staircases and has installed a system of platforms and catwalks patrolled by outlandish monstrosities. Luckily, they're not exactly out for your blood, but they do follow a preset patrol pattern that needs to be learnt if they are to be avoided, similar to the style of enemies found in, say, Manic Miner or Jet Set Willy. If you do make the mistake of touching any of these enemies, even the slightest of brushes, then you'll lose one of your 10 lives. 10 lives? That sounds like a fair lot. Piece of cake. Nope, definitely not. And those lives won't last long at all unless you're absolutely pixel perfect with your jumping. Not only will these enemies lose you a life, but falling from height doesn't do you much good either. And even though you can survive quite a reasonable drop, at a certain height it'll be a case of whee, splat, dead. Mapping is probably going to be essential if you want to avoid getting lost. Either that or a good few playthroughs. The mansion is presented pretty much in the Jet Set Willy style, where the screen realistically and logically connect to form rooms. These rooms are, however, full of platforms, hazards, stairs, and all sorts of unpleasant little traps to ensure that those 10 lives you had 2 minutes ago will soon be very quickly diminished. As evil doctors go, Blitzen has a huge mansion which is a cut above the average residence and contains some truly interesting features. Firstly, there are the trampolines on which you can bounce. They work in a similar manner to the real thing, and bouncing on them long enough will practically send you through the roof. There's also teletransporters, which will whisk you off to another part of the mansion if you stand underneath one while it is flashing. There's a lift that constantly travels up and down a shaft in the centre of the mansion, and proves a handy means of travel as it stops on all of the floors. Being devoid of nasties, it also allows the opportunity to look at a few of the previously inaccessible rooms to either side as you explore the vastness of the whole map. Oh yeah, and deep beneath the mansion floor runs a subterranean river with a raft which floats round and round in a conveyor belt motion as the screens wrap into a cylinder. By simply hopping on at the right moment, you can get a free ride to wherever the raft is bound. I always lost the majority of my lives down here, as it's pretty lethal. One more thing to note is the fact that you also consume energy over time, whilst constantly walking and leaping about the mansion. This energy is shown on screen as a bar that slowly diminishes throughout the game. If it reaches 0, then, you guessed it, a life is lost. But then the bar is replenished again and your next life instantly begins. Luckily, you don't have to go back to the beginning or anything, you just continue on from where you died as if nothing had happened. This can be a blessing and a curse though, as you can get tangled up between enemies and lose a couple of lives in quick succession. Very annoying. The only way to stay refreshed with energy is to eat, and luckily there are some tasty snacks lying around for the taking. You just need to walk into them to collect them. Giant eggs are a staple diet for any would-be explorer, but there's also other snacks such as cake, fruit, cheese and soup, etc. Other items scattered throughout the place will give you bonus points if collected, but offer no other additional help, other than a blue deodorant can for temporary immunity against enemies, and a test tube which will give you an extra life. As far as the credit card is concerned, I have no idea what this does. I bet my wife does though. It says nothing about these items in the inlay apart from the amount of points you get for collecting them. The blue deodorant can is the most useful, I think, and as long as the border is flashing once you've picked this up, you can run into pretty much every enemy without fear of losing a life. This is useful for difficult screens and will clear out the enemies. If you lose a life by touching an enemy, this will also make that enemy disappear. If you can somehow manage to navigate through all of this craziness, find and collect the 8 sticks of dynamite, blow open the giant safe door, and fly off into the sunset, then you should definitely give yourself a pat on the back, as that's some achievement. Thanks for watching, guys. What did you think of Dynamite Dan? Hit the like button and be sure to let me know your thoughts on this game. Was you a fan, or did it frustrate you too much? If you're new to the channel and are enjoying the nostalgia, then do be sure to jump on board with us as we continue on this journey revisiting classic games we remember from back when we were kids. Or maybe you've just got a Commodore 64 and want to explore what games this awesome system has to offer. Well, you've come to the right place. With more games coming daily and plenty on the channel playlists, it'd be great for you to all join me in the next one. Until then, bye for now.
How you doing?